Good morning, everyone. This is Anthony, Wall Street Trader. It is 2:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, June 11th, 2021. This is not financial advice. The video is intended for educational purposes only, outlining my own personal opinions. Twitter link is below in the description if you want to know what's going on in between videos. Stay up to date for the next video that comes out and know when it comes out by clicking subscribe below. Okay. RLC, I'm in at 5. If anyone's hurting, I'm hurting too. So we're kind of all in it together here. So $5.04. Well, look, there's so much anecdotal information out there about the cloud. Amazon getting plenty of these online systems going down because they're hitting central data centers, central cloud in the region. These things are going to eventually move towards a decentralized platform for multiple reasons. One of them being the fact that it might be cheaper. Another one, a bigger one, is for stability of the platform. You know, it's hard to find every single node that something's working on in a decentralized environment. So you can't target attacks per se on things like that. So I think that, there's a lot of use cases for 100% uptime, that sort of thing. And I think that RLC certainly can play a pivotal role there on the decentralized cloud, amongst other things. So let's move forward. All right, the markets look terrible for RLC, and we clearly penetrated or broke down under this line. As I mentioned yesterday, it didn't look good, but at the same time, subtle optimism around potentially holding on back down here, but we went further down. Now, this is a pretty big drop over day. It's like 14-15%, and over the week we were down at least 30%. So again, this is the kind of thing that you have to take a step back and zoom out, right? If you look further out in time, we have had a rally. If it's not like we've been dormant the whole time. We're still on the upper end of where we've been. And honestly, I drew this new yellow line to help describe where I think the next area of potential support is, right over here. We could potentially be going down into this range to $3. I hate to say the word $3. But there's a reason for it. Let's take Bitcoin out of the picture for a second and look at the other underlying component that I look at, right? And the reason why it might move down to $3 is because this guy here, this is the RLC to Bitcoin pair, could go from 92.50 down to 8,000, another 10-15%. So if this thing drops 10 or 15%, it's consistent with what we are seeing here. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I can't predict the future. But I'm just showing you what I'm seeing and what I'm looking at and my opinion about where it could be going. Now, because I'm in it for the long term, I'm not going to sit here and try to time every little moment. For some that are interested in doing that as a quasi day trade or a week trade, that's okay. You could do that too. I enter in that way. I don't exit that way. So I think that, you have to take a look at the broader picture. And speaking of the broader picture, look at Bitcoin. Again, this Bitcoin rally, something that goes from 3,100 to like 25% rally in Bitcoin is never a good thing for any altcoin. All of my altcoin positions, I'm down, right? It's not just RLC. RLC seems to be getting a little more harder whacked, I think, because it was already so high to begin with. But I think at some point we settle. With Bitcoin here, it looks like we could be in for a bigger inverted head and shoulders. At some point, I'd like to see us get back into the 40 to 42 range. And I think we might, because if you look at this as a shoulder, this is a head, this shoulder should put us up to here, right? Where the first sign of this inverted head and shoulders started, which was around the 40,000 range. So hopefully we get back in the 40,000 range. And look, as long as Bitcoin goes higher, it's generally a good thing for all of these smaller coins. So you have to take this in stride and know that the knock-on impact of a rallying Bitcoin can be bad for the altcoin market because Bitcoin dominance grows. And as Bitcoin dominance grows, then, it means that there's a little bit of more money going into Bitcoin than in the altcoin as a whole. So you have to take this, in the bigger picture. So anyway, long term, I'm very, very bullish on the product. Centralized cloud is growing hand over fist, and you got to expect that as a result of the centralized cloud growing hand over fist, that the decentralized cloud will grow probably even more so hand over fist in the future. So this product is set up for success. Now let's take a look further here in terms of the macro view. For those that haven't heard, I'll go through 3 points and then I'm going to leave it because I know it's Friday. Everyone wants to get out of here. El Salvador is planning to use volcanoes to power their Bitcoin mining facilities. Great. Fantastic. No one can blame them, not even Elizabeth Warren, one of our very outspoken senators that have a view about Bitcoin being dirty and using so much power. Meanwhile, when she tweets on Twitter, she uses actually a lot more power than using mining a Bitcoin. So she should watch her words on Twitter because it's creating a lot of stir and a lot of blowback there. IMF sees plenty of legal economic issues with Salvador's Bitcoin move. IMF is like the International Monetary Fund. They give money out to the poor countries. They want to give $1 billion to El Salvador, but now they're like, hey, we're going to give you $1 billion. Why are you doing Bitcoin as legal tender? We're concerned. We're going to talk to you. Yeah, you know what? Someone's got to come up with some reason to complain, and this is yet another one of those reasons. So now we'll have to tackle this one as well. But honestly, I think the IMF would be killing themselves if they wound up not giving the $1 billion to El Salvador. Make no mistake about it. That would be terrible, and the world would complain about that. Iran planning to introduce legal framework for crypto. So they still have their Bitcoin mining activities restricted, but they are trying to put a legal framework around it. Look, everyone wants to create revenues for their country. Bitcoin is certainly an opportunity, not just to help the poorer nations and the people in the poorer nations, but also to help out, economies as well. So I think this is a key, yet another example of another country, whether you like them or not. Iran is one of the countries looking to do it. They're following footsteps with India. So again, the adoption train will roll on. In the meantime, RLC is at $3.40, and I'm not going to sit here and cry about it. Again, I'm looking for this thing to start showing us some support. The support line went back from earlier this year over here. Look, we had a high at some point of 16. Now we're down, but I don't think we're going to go down much further. Just given the magnitude of this company and its partnership with very big tech companies and its backing by the European Commission. So, and not to mention the elephant in the room being the fact that they are in the bleeding / cutting edge of technology when it comes to cloud computing on a decentralized stack. Anyway, I'm out. Have a good weekend, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye.